Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mountain West Insider Podcast here on the Field of 68 Media Network. My name is Rob Doster, and Goodman is turned into a two-horse race. Utah State goes into New Mexico on Wednesday, February 4th, and wins by 20. And then they go on the road to Laramie, to Laradice, and they knock off the Fighting Sundance Wixes 85-83, and what ended up being like a really, really entertaining game. And so now they're sitting here. Utah State is at 20-3 overall, and looking like a 7 or an 8 seed in our most recent bracket, by the way, just for the record, and the top 25-ish team in the metrics. Whereas San Diego State, obviously, they lost at Utah State last week, but bounced back with a win at home over Wyoming, a win at Air Force, and now they get Nevada and Grand Canyon in two homestands this week with an opportunity to actually move into first place in the Mountain West if they can win both of these games. What do you make of this race? What do you make of the Aztecs? What do you make of the Aggies? What do you make of the Mountain West?
I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago, probably a month ago, you asked me, I think we both made our picks for who was going to win the league. And you took Utah State and I took San Diego State, if you remember correctly. And that's what it's going to come down to, it looks like. I mean, New Mexico had a rough week. Losing a couple games like this, obviously Eric Olin's team, they were in pretty good spot here to contend for the league title. Now they're probably looking more at, again, the number, holding on right now for a 3 or 4 seed at this point, making sure they get the bye on Thursday. But yeah, I mean, this is obviously something where we wanted something like this. We wanted a good race to the end. And I think we're going to get it between a Utah State team that's put himself in really good spots still for an NCAA tournament bid, and a San Diego State team that still has a shot at an at-large if they can, close strong here.
Yep. I think San Diego State is in a position where I do believe that an at-large is very doable, but they're kind of in that like 11 seed playing game cut line range right now, which should be enough if they don't do anything dumb the rest of the year, but just don't do anything dumb the rest of the year. The one that's really interesting to me, Jeff, is, and we're going to talk to Dylan Andrews here in a second of Boise State, but it's the Boise State Broncos, who are, this may sound crazy, but I think that they have a top 3 or 4 roster in this league when it comes to how good they are. It has not been the smoothest season, but after starting the year 1-5 in conference play, they've won 6 of the last 7. That includes a overtime win on Tuesday against Nevada and a win at New Mexico in the pit on Saturday, putting themselves in a spot where you're now 15-9 overall. You're 7-6 in the conference. You're probably not looking at an at-large bid, but if you remember what happened last year with Colorado State, Goodman, you had a team that obviously had the talent that didn't necessarily have the greatest regular season roll through the league tournament and get an automatic bid. Colorado State was a 12 seed and came within the Derek Queen travel of making it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Boise's played so much better lately, and I think it sets up for a tournament that could be a little bit wacky. I do, and that's kind of the beauty of college basketball, right? Like if you're in the Mountain West, you kind of want that, right? Utah State, has already kind of put themselves in good shape. So you kind of want somebody else to get that automatic bid. So you can have you make sure you have multiple teams. To me, it's San Diego State. Yeah, they got a tough one this weekend. They play Nevada at home, 10 o'clock Eastern time on CBS Sports Network on Saturday. Memphis comes to Logan and plays Utah State on Saturday on Valentine's Day as well.
Hey, that's a dangerous one, by the way, because Memphis has got some talent, but Memphis is not a great team on paper right now. So
No, they need to win that.
You got to get that one, Jared.
How many teams legitimately have a shot to win this league tournament when it starts March 11th at Thomas and Mack in Vegas? How many teams you give a legitimate shot to win this thing?
I would put the number at 6 right now. Yeah. Obviously, Utah State and San Diego State. New Mexico is one for me. Nevada is one for me. And then Grand Canyon and Boise State are 2 that I guess it depends on what you mean by like legitimate shot. Like I would not be shocked if Grand Canyon or Boise State ended up winning it.
Well, they're going to be probably right now, they're going to be 5 and 6 seeds. So they're going to have to play on Wednesday, which sometimes isn't the worst thing. And, one of them probably goes up against Nevada, let's say, as the 4 seed. And that's a, fairly even matchup. And then,
You know what's
they
crazy?
get, go ahead.
I'd rather be the 6 seed than the 5 seed.
You'd rather be the 6 seed because you get probably the winner of New Mexico, San Diego
Well,
State,
if home court holds and
possibly.
things play out the way that you're supposed to play, San Diego State will be the 1 seed, right?
Okay.
If San
Okay.
Diego State beats Utah
Yep.
State in Viejas.
Yeah.
And I would probably want, I think if I'm Boise State, I probably would want Utah State over
Maybe.
San Diego State.
Maybe.
Is that crazy? I feel like I'm being blasphemous.
No, I mean, again, I think right now the one that worries me just because they've lost a couple in a row is New Mexico right now.
Mhm.
And losing the way they did right, both at home, right? Utah State and Boise State both at home at the pit. That's a little bit troubling if I'm Eric Olin right now with this Lobos team that was so good in year one of his tenure up until this point. But I agree with you. I think, 5, 6 teams could come away and win this thing. And I think it's going to be chaotic because I don't think there's a huge separation
Hold on, hold
between
on.
Utah State.
Listen. Chaos is what the Mountain West was built on.
It's so
Right?
true.
Like that it's
So
the
true,
Mountain
yeah.
West, dude. Like it wouldn't be the Mountain West if it wasn't chaotic. Remember when
Yeah.
New Mexico was like, I don't know if this team's gonna make the tournament. And they win 4 out of 4. It was a Jalen House year. They make the tournament, but they make it as the automatic bid as like a 12 seed, right? Was it an
Yep.
11 seed or 12 seed? But they made it at a point where it's like, wow, they if they didn't win 4-4, they didn't get the automatic bid. They wouldn't have been dancing. Like chaos is what the Mountain West is built on. So if you're going to give me some late night chaos, 4 straight nights in the Mountain West with Terrence Oglesby on the call, sign me up, Goodman. I'm in for it. Listen, there's only one person right now that can kind of take us through the chaos of the Mountain West properly, and that is the man that had 33 points over the weekend, Dylan Andrews. Boise State point guard joins us now on the Mountain West Insider Podcast. And now let me welcome on to the Mountain West Insider Podcast, the guy that maybe had the best week in all of college basketball last week. That's Dylan Andrews, 25 points in an overtime win against Nevada, and he followed that up with 33 points in the pit as Boise State knocked off New Mexico. We'll talk about the individual stuff here in a second, Dylan. Bigger picture. You guys got off to a rough start in Mountain West play, lost 5 of your first 6, and you've turned it around, and it's inarguable you've turned it around. You won 6 of your last 7. You won your last 2 against teams at the top of the conference. You're sitting here, you're back above 500 in league play, and I think you are the team right now that everybody in the league is looking at and saying, man, I'm glad I'm not going to see them next on my schedule. What's flipped? How have you guys gotten this thing going in the right direction?
I would say, basketball season, like you're gonna have highs and lows. Of course, you're gonna have ups and downs. And, teams that I've been talking to people and I've been saying that, teams that are peaking early in the season, they don't make it that far and come March. And I feel like we're peaking at the right time and we're just gonna keep the momentum going.
All right. So give me what the transition has been like for you this year, going from one Mick Cronin to Leon Rice, because I know both those guys well. They are
Mhm.
very, very different personalities, aren't they?
100%. Both great.
What's it been like?
It's been just a cool experience, I would just say. I was with Mick Cronin for 3 years, over at UCLA, and I'm dealing with Coach Rice now for one. And it's been a great experience for me, just being able to just see 2 different sides of coaching. And one thing I could say, just being able to be a part of Coach Rice. I mean, it's different, but at the same time, it's the same. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the
Well,
same message, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
They deliver it very different, though. That's the thing, Dylan. Like Mick, I mean, we always look forward to the post-game press conferences for Mick
Mhm.
are elite. Like he says exactly how he feels,
Mhm.
and I assume by being coached that way, by being coached hard like that all the time, you were ready for Leon, and Leon's probably been, I don't want to say a breath of fresh air, but a little bit different, a little bit easier probably to deal with that part of it. Am I wrong?
I mean, 100%. Just coming from Coach Cronin, I mean, he's a competitor. That's one thing I did love about Coach Cronin, man. He want to win basketball games. He gonna make sure we win that game. And same with Coach Rice over here. His culture is just, I would just say it's a positive culture, and he makes sure his players are just, it's. I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for.
No, I think
He's
it is that. I think it's more he's going to keep it positive, upbeat, smiling a lot more. Where Mick is probably gonna, I don't want to say tear you down, but like he's going to get up in your face. He's going to challenge you a little bit more. It's just different,
I
and
wouldn't say
there's
I wouldn't say tear I wouldn't say tear you down. He's just gonna
yeah,
keep it real with you 100, 1,000% always.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's not gonna sugarcoat anything.
right, right,
Yeah. We can tell, Dylan. We
yeah.
can tell he's not going to sugarcoat
The
it.
the other part of that, let me follow up on that with not just going from Mick to Leon, also going from LA to Boise.
Hmm.
Like this has been, I mean, seriously, you talk about a dude who's dealt with like a complete 180 from everything they've known. It's
100%.
you. What's that been like? And how long of an adjustment did it take for you to kind of get like really comfortable at Boise and playing for a different coach because you've only played with one coach in college for 3 years?
It's been really different, but it's been a fun experience just to be able to be a part of this program. Coming from, I'm a LA born and raised kid,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
being in LA, of course, like it was nothing new to me. But coming to Boise, I mean, it's just I want to thank the coaching staff, and I want to thank RJ Keene, especially just on my recruit trip, my visit. It was just all love coming in straight up, and just being able to just have me feel comfortable knowing that I'm in a very uncomfortable situation because I've never been to Boise, Idaho before, don't know
yeah.
nothing about it, and just them being open to taking me places, showing me around like what they usually do around. And actually, when I first got out here, just showing me the spots to go to where they eat at a lot, the just the environment out here, man. I'm still getting used to it because I'm used to being around in LA. Like I wouldn't say, how can I put this? When you're in LA, it's a lot of people that are trying to one up you. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about in basketball, but I'm just talking about in real world situations versus in Boise, man. Everybody's genuine. Everybody wants to know your story. Everybody's like, you can really tell your whole story, and no one's trying to just think of something to just, everybody has an agenda, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Out
Yeah.
here, man, everybody's really genuine. Everybody really cares. And I'm still trying to get used to Boise because I've only
It's
been out here a
the
couple months.
pace.
And
Hey, the
now,
pace is a little different, isn't it?
yeah, 100%.
Right.
LA is the fast life, of course, like that's the city, big city versus Boise. It's very calm, it's very chill.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm really trying to get used to is the weather out here, man. It's cold.
It's not. Hey, it's not even that bad. It's not even that
So
bad,
it was.
Dylan.
They're saying that it's the warmest it's been in the winter since this
Yeah,
year.
I was gonna say, man. Look,
I'm
BJ Rains.
freezing out here, man.
BJ
But
Rains is
I'm
my
good.
guy, all right? And BJ Rains 2 weeks ago posted a video of him and his son outside on a baseball field taking batting practice.
Oh wow.
Outside. You want to know what it is right here? I wish I could turn my camera around. It's 11 degrees here right now, Dylan.
Where
In
you
New
at right now?
Jersey. I'm in New
Where you located?
Jersey. I'm right
Oh
outside
yeah,
Philadelphia. It's 11
yeah.
degrees here right now. It hasn't been above freezing in 17 days. You got 50. What is it? What's the high today? 50, I just looked it up. 52 degrees is the high in Boise, Idaho. I don't want to hear it, man. You're living the good
You
life.
gotta remember that I'm from LA. I'm a little bougie when it comes to the weather, man.
Right, right. He's not tough. Hey, our boy Dylan is not overly tough when it comes to the weather. So, you got to get used to it.
Well,
Go ahead, Rob.
hold on. You say he's not overly tough.
Tough
About the
Yeah, I would say
weather.
the
rephrase
weather.
you gotta rephrase
All
that,
right,
my
the
man.
About the
weather, the weather.
weather. About the weather. I think he's overly tough when it comes to just about everything else. So I am going to ask you about it individually. I know I got a feeling I know what the answer is going to be, but we can't talk about the last two games without saying that over these last week you averaged 29 points and 5 assists with just a turnover and a half between the two games. What kind of what clicked for you in these two games? What kind of allowed you to get going like this?
Um, I mean, it's not really anything. I'm gonna be honest, Rob. It's not really anything I changed or just. I would just say one thing I did do differently is just my approach to the game, just my mental, just aspect of everything. And I mean, you're seeing everything that I've been doing at the start of the season. Is just my shots are going in now. And one thing about me and one thing I do want to credit my team and the coaches is, man, they're trusting me, and any decision I make, they're down with it. And I really respect that. And it was games where at the beginning of the season I'm going 1 for 11, 3 for 10, 2 for 10. And of course, as a basketball player, you don't want to see that, especially when
Mhm.
you're in the gym 24/7 working on your craft. But I mean, one thing I did stay was just mentally strong, and adversity is going to hit. At the end of the day, you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. And I feel like right now we're on the high side of things, and I'm going to stay humble about it, of course, because that's what I always do. But it's just good to see that ball going to basket, my man.
I feel like confidence, people don't, life is confidence, right? I feel like to have
100%.
success in life, it's not just basketball, it's not just sports, but you got to actually believe in what you're doing. And sometimes, especially as an athlete, if you go through a stretch where you don't see the ball going in, or you're not playing great, or maybe you don't feel comfortable out there for whatever reason, and once you kind of see it go and once it clicks, that's when things kind of turn around. It's a different story, but I feel like we're seeing that with this Kentucky team this year, where they play without confidence and boom, they have one shot against LSU and now they're playing like a different team. I feel
Right.
like that could be you guys as well, where it was like you were going through this stretch where it just, the stuff that you were doing, you were running it the right way, you were getting what you wanted, and it just wasn't going in. And it took a little bit of, fighting through that adversity. And now you're seeing the results of continuing to stick with it. And that confidence is paying off for you specifically, but for the team as a whole as well.
It's like I always say, man, a storm don't last forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You know, the other thing with you guys is, a lot of people look at it as, okay, Boise's season's over when you started the way you did in conference play. And again, you may have put yourself in a position where you may not be able to get in that large bid now. But how much is coach and even you as a veteran, how much are you thinking about, okay, you know what? Even if we don't get in that large, let's play our best basketball leading up to the Mountain West tournament, because if we do, we can run the table in this thing. We could absolutely win the Mountain West tournament and get an automatic bid.
hmm I mean, that's the plan. I mean, of course, we're thinking ahead of the tournament and stuff like that, but our first thing is to win out. Then after that, win the conference tournament. And then we can go and talk about March Madness and stuff like that. But our main thing right now is just to win out and to get a great seating in the tournament and then to just keep peaking.
I got a stat for you, and
Talk to me.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but last year Colorado State was the team that got the automatic bid from the Mountain West, right?
Okay.
And they ran through the Mountain West tournament, and coming into the Mountain West, we knew that they had talent, but they weren't in a position to be able to get in that large bid because they did not have the greatest non-conference schedule.
hmm
On February 10th, after a loss to Utah State, Colorado State was 15-9 on the season, right? Do you know what your record is today?
Aren't we 15-9, if
You're
I'm correct?
15-9. What Colorado State did last year was they won their last 7 regular season games and won 3 games in the Mountain West tournament. You guys have, I think it's now 7 regular season games left in the Mountain West tournament.
hmm
Like what you just said, it's all doable. Like you still have it all to play for.
100%. 100%.
So Rob was saying you got 7 games left now. Have you thought about this? Like, you've been around a while now, my man. Have you thought about, like, all right, I got 7 games left in my college career, unless you're gonna, sue the NCAA and try to get another year, which, everybody can do, right? I mean, anybody and everybody.
It's crazy how it's going around, man. It's crazy. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
man, just hearing that I got 7 games left in my college career is just like, wow. And I'm really not trying to think about it until the last game, but
yeah.
it's true. Like I really only have 7 games left. And so one thing I can say is that I'm giving my all. Like I don't want to leave. I don't want to say after all these 7 games is over with, or even after the conference tournament and just after the season's pretty much over with. I don't want to say, I wish I could have gave more. And
Mhm.
so I'm giving it all out, all gas, no brakes.
Is it awesome that you're playing your best basketball, maybe of your career now? Like, in a way, is that pretty cool that, because your race has been interesting, right? I mean, you started a ton of games at UCLA, had
hmm
probably a bigger role as a sophomore than you did as a junior,
hmm
decided to move on, try something different, and it culminating now with maybe you playing the best basketball of your college career.
I mean, that's dope for you to say, Jeff. I appreciate that. And one thing about me, I'm a humble guy, so I don't want to just go out and say, yeah, I'm playing my best
Yeah.
basketball. I mean, I'm just playing hoops, man. It's something I've been doing since I was 7. And I'm just gonna just keep going. Just keep going, and let's just keep this. What
You're
can I say?
enjoying it though. I
Yeah,
can tell you're
100%.
enjoying this stuff.
100%. I enjoy playing basketball regardless, the highs and the lows of it. Like I enjoy like when I have a bad game because I know I
Yeah.
can get better from it. We watch film.
You enjoy when you have a bad game. That's how you know you love basketball.
Like it's part of basketball. Like if you
Yep.
playing perfect, like of course I'm a perfectionist. Of course I want to have a good game. I want to go 12 for 12. I want to go 100%, just no turnovers. But at the same time, like that's not getting better if you're just gonna keep having great games. Like at some point, you got to run into some adversity.
Yep. All right. Last thing
How
I
you
got for
grow.
you. The last thing I got for you, Dylan, and then we'll let you get on with your day.
Mhm.
Um, how do you maintain this, right? Like you guys have clearly figured something out here in the last 3 or 4 weeks to be able to start winning games, start competing at the top of this conference. You still got a road trip to Utah State coming up. You still got a home date with San Diego State.
Mhm.
How do what has to happen to allow you to reel off 6 or 7 more wins heading into the conference tournament here? Is it just a matter of continuing to stick with the scouting report? Is it just a matter of you got to go out there and average 29 points and 5 assists over the last 7 games? Like how do you guys keep this run going?
I mean, just not getting too comfortable. I feel like after especially at the beginning of the season, we kind of got, I don't want to say cocky, but we just thought that, and we got a lot of young guys on our team too as well that, you know, at the beginning of the season, in high school, man, you win games just because of your talent. And in
Right.
college basketball, you got to realize, man, your talent isn't enough. Like you have to really know the scouting report because you can lose to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we learned that early when we lost to Hawaii Pacific. And so I just feel like, man, we just can't get too comfortable with the success.
You know what helps, Rob? When you make 15 threes at the pit. That does not hurt, right? When the ball goes in like that as a team and you and Drew are both making threes, you guys are tough to beat, man. You are.
No,
I mean, this
100%. Even in shoot around though, like we shot the skin off the ball, my man.
really.
Like it
How
felt
much
too
does that matter? Because I watch guys pregame all the time. Like I was just down at Duke, Carolina, and I'm watching guys. And the one thing I'll say is sometimes you're watching a guy like he can't make a shot in pregame. And then all of a sudden,
but come
he
game
just go,
time, all of a sudden he can really shoot the
yes.
ball. Yeah.
Do you know? Like, are you consistent with if you shoot the ball well at shoot around and pregame that you're probably going to shoot the ball well in the game or not? Does it not line up that way?
I mean, sometimes like yes and no. Because you
Yeah.
can shoot the skin off the ball and shoot around and you can't buy a bucket in the game
Yeah.
come game time. So it really it just depends. And at the same time, just being mentally just locked in. If you miss a shot, oh well, you got to get to the next play. Like you can't dwell on that missed shot, or otherwise you're gonna miss your next two, your next three, and then it's just gonna carry over. And so,
All right. Give me one more I got for you before we let you
compliment.
go. The pit compare the pit to like McHale at Arizona.
Oh, oh, that's a
Right.
great comparison right there. I mean, the McHale, that's one of my favorite places just to play because of just how hostile that environment was. Like Arizona fans did not like the Bruins at all.
At
And
all.
so we really felt that coming in there. And one thing I wanted to do because Mick Cronin at the time never won at U of A. And so I wanted to get him a dub there, but it was just it's almost impossible to win at McHale Center. But
Oh,
but the pit, like that was my first time playing at the pit, being at the pit, seeing the environment, the atmosphere, man. And it really just felt like a Big Ten game, how rowdy they were, how
yeah.
just how much they cared about New Mexico basketball. But one thing I could say is, man, any shot that we put up that was a three ball, man, that crowd got silent. They did not like
What's better? Hitting a shot that makes a road crowd go silent or hitting a shot that makes your home crowd go nuts?
oh, the road crowd.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Way
road
better,
crowd.
right? Way better.
100%. Because they happy. They want to see their team win. It's all like
You hit the three and you hit them with this, right?
oh yeah, that's a good night. A good night. Where did that come? That came from Curry, right?
Yeah, it was Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Steph
Yeah.
that did that.
So we
Seth
had
Trimble. Trimble just did it the other night.
That's my
Carolina.
dog too. I know
Steph?
Seth from we went to the top 100 camp together over in high school.
Really?
So I got to meet him, got to talk to him a little bit, and we played against each other when I knew UCLA versus North Carolina, my junior year.
And that
so I got to
CBS
chop it
thing?
up with him. Yeah, the CBS Classic.
Yeah. Well, listen, Dylan, it's been great to see you making this run here. Continue winning. It's always good when Boise State is winning games, and you're going to be. You got two fans here rooting for you. So best of luck the rest of the season. And if you keep scoring 30 points a game, we're going to have to get you on this podcast again. So if you want to be on here again, keep putting up numbers like that, my man.
Say less. I got you. All right, appreciate you.
Thanks, Dylan.